Okay, so I finished One Last Rainy Day yesterday, and I've got to say that book was pain and sadness, honestly, especially because like you've already read the trilogy, so you know what's gonna happen by the time you get to One Last Rainy Day. And I had a moment where I was like, am I supposed to, like, should I read this after, like, at the same time that I'm reading, like, should I like tandem read it or something? Should I read it before I read the finish line? Because like I was like, well, then I feel like I'm going back in time. But I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad that I took the thing that says please read this in order seriously, because it really does spoil a lot. But I felt like at the end of the Ravenhood series, I was like a little like, that's all we get of Dom, because you know, like, people talk about him like he's like top tier. I mean, he is top tier, but they talk about how sad it was, and it did break my heart. It was sad, but I felt like really that was all we get of them. So I think that being able, because we spent so much time focused on Sean and Cecilia in Exodus, or not Exodus, in Flock, and kind of in Exodus, that not really in Exodus actually at all. But in Flock, it was so much of Sean and Cecilia that I felt like we didn't get as much of Dom and Cecilia. And so having an entire book dedicated to Dom and Cecilia, I feel like really solidified their relationship and the love and the beauty behind their relationship. And so I'm really glad that I read it. It again was pain and sadness, and because obviously, spoiler alerts, he dies in Exodus. Like, he's gone. And of course it was heartbreaking, but I really liked that after the fact, we kind of get a little bit of everybody. So we get chapters narrated by different characters, we get to see how it plays out from other people's perspective, and we get to see, you know, a little bit of we get to see the aftermath, and we get to see, you know, some of the characters. And so I really liked that. I am planning on doing Severed Heart. Am I emotionally prepared for that? The answer is probably no, but I guess my theme for May has been pain and suffering, so might as well have more pain and suffering. And I really liked the kind of fantastical ending where you get to see him basically going to heaven, on like the afterlife, and even if it wasn't like what people consider like realistic, like the author said it was based on like her mom's experience. So yeah, I liked it, and then I'm gonna start Severed Heart, and I'm gonna finish Severed Heart, and as soon as Birds of a Feather is available on Hoopla, I'm gonna get that one on Audible. So I don't know. I'm really sad. Real sad. Really pain and suffering. So am I ready for this pain and suffering? Like, can Tyler get a happily ever after? Because we got to see a little bit of like his happily ever after in One Last Rainy Day, where like he's not actually like, where he's like, you know, the love of his life died, and Severed Heart is basically just watching him fall in love, only for the love of his life to die. So him getting like a second chance of love, I'm really excited to see him get his second chance of love. Also, I like that he adopted that little boy. That was really cute. So, more pain and suffering. Here I go.